Hi, so this is going to be a lesson on how to play The Joy of Man's Desiring, which most people associate with J.S. Bach. And I would say his arrangements made it famous, but the melody is actually from a dude by the name of Johann Schopp, who was a German guy that lived around the same time as Johann Sebastian Bach did. Um, but he's the one who actually wrote the melody. So that's pretty interesting. This is going to be a series of songs to be able to play when you're like in a guitar shop. Because I often thought when people are shopping for guitars, they need little songs to play. So this is a good one for acoustic. That if you're playing it, people will recognize it and it'll sound nice. And I'm going to be using all five fingers on my right hand. Classical guitarists generally use only four. They don't use their pinky on their right hand. I use all five, and a lot of guitarists, especially if you come from the rock world like I do, use five because why not, right? And I totally believe in just doing what makes sense for you, what you feel comfortable with. If you find like you have a hard time using your pinky, then don't use it. But they're all available, so I like to do that. And this song is simple enough where you're not doing anything too fancy, so feel free to play around with that. So, okay, let's get started. Okay, so the way this song starts is it's a series of three notes. Each beat gets three notes. And I try to hold the bass note, the first note, for the whole entire three. But there are some cases where you're not going to be able to actually do that exactly, but that's kind of the intention. With the right hand, as I had mentioned in the intro, I use all five fingers, okay? And so I basically, as the reference point, and this is not set in stone because you'll do a lot of different variations to this depending on what you need to do, but the general reference point is my thumb will be on the sixth and the fifth string, and then my index on the fourth, middle finger on the third, ring finger on the second, and pinky on the first. But you will be actually moving your fingers to other strings as needed, but that's just always where your set point is, and that's how I do it. If you play with only four fingers, so the thumb and the index, middle, and ring finger, and don't use your pinky, you'll have to adjust to that, whatever you need to do. So sixth string, third fret, hold that for the whole series, and then third string open, hammering to the second fret. Okay? The next series of three is you also play the sixth string, third fret again, and at the same time play the third string and second string open, as all as the first in the series of three. Okay, so I'll do up to there. Okay. Now when I play those three, I a lot of times hammer up my pinky right here onto the second string, third fret. Or you can if you want, you can also play any of these notes if you don't want to hammer them. But I usually hammer it, so. Alright, and then if I hammer it, then I come down and I play the second string, first fret as the third note. So, alright, so this is one of these cases where you can, sometimes if you're playing alternate notes on the same string, you'll just play another finger. So I usually hammer up on this because I remember I play the my ring finger is playing that open, and then I'm hammering up with my pinky here on the second string, third fret, and then I'll come down and play the first fret, second string, first fret, and I play with my right hand with my middle finger, because I had just played that string, the open string, with my ring finger. Or you can use the ring finger again, okay? But if you're doing things quickly, a lot of times you'll want to alternate between fingers. So let's play everything up to there. Okay, and there I use my ring finger again. I just kind of do whatever I do, but see, there I use my middle finger. Okay? So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay? So the next section is you use your middle finger on the fourth string, second fret, and second string, first fret with your index finger. Okay? And you play those simultaneously for the bass in the series of 3. Okay? So over here I'm using on my right hand, I'm using my index finger and my ring finger. Okay, again, you're playing fourth string, second fret, and second string, first fret, and you're playing those two. Open E, open first string, and then fret the second string on the third fret. So I'll play everything up to there. Okay? Okay, now keep your pinky on your left hand on the second string, third fret, and then just bring your index finger up to the fifth string, second fret, and you want to play those two with your thumb and your ring finger on your right hand. Okay? And then you want to come down, so it's, the beat is these two, fifth string, second fret, second string, third fret, and then bring your pinky down to the first string, third fret, and then pull off to the second fret. Okay? So I'll play everything up to there. Okay? And the next 3 is back your pinky on the first string, third fret, and your index finger on the fourth string. Okay? Playing with your right hand, index and pinky. Right? So this is doom. And you're coming down for the next 2, second string, third fret, and pulling off to an open. So, alright, so coming off from here. One more time. Alright, so I'll play everything up to there. Now, you want to play the open 6th string and open 3rd string like this. Okay, that's the bass for the next series. Hammering down to the 3rd string, 2nd fret, and open 2nd string. So it's open 6th and 3rd string, hammering down while this 6th string is still ringing on the 3rd string, 2nd fret, and then open 2nd string. Very easy. So okay, so the next part is open 5th string, and then at the same time fretting the 2nd string, 1st fret, hammering up up to the 3rd fret on the 2nd string. So remember, also playing the bass open 5th, and then with your pinky in your right hand, play the open E. All right. So play everything up to there. And then come back down. Because you hammered, keep your pinky here, and then just the next series of 3, put your index finger on the 5th string 2nd fret, keeping your pinky on the 2nd string 3rd fret. Okay, and that's the bass that you're playing next. But I take that back. You want to use your middle finger on the 5th string 2nd fret, but you still have your pinky on the 2nd string 3rd fret. Okay, so you just came off from going, keeping your pinky there, and bring your middle finger up to the 5th string 2nd fret, and then you're playing those together. Okay, now you can either pull off to the 2nd string 1st fret, or you can play each of those notes. And you want to play the open as the 3rd one. So if you do that, you can. I usually will use my ring finger and 2nd finger and index finger. Okay. Or you can pull them off. Or you can pull off the first 2 and then play the last note. However you want to articulate that. So remember you're going. All right. The next part is you want to take your ring finger, put it on the 5th string 3rd fret, and play at the same time the 3rd string 2nd fret. Play the open, those are played together, is the first. 2nd note is open 2nd string, and then open 3rd string. Okay? And then this is going to be a difficult one if you're newer to guitar, but putting your pinky on the 5th string 5th fret and your ring finger on the 4th string 4th fret. Okay, play those together, and then with your middle finger on your right hand playing the open 3rd string, and then play the 3rd string 2nd fret. Okay, you can hammer it down or play it. So these are the first note, open 3rd string. Okay, I usually hammer them down. But if you want to play both of the notes, you can play those 2 in the bass, and then start with your middle finger, and then play the open 3rd string, and then the 2nd fret on the 3rd string with your index finger, if you're going to not hammer them. Okay? Or you can hammer them. So the next part is you bring your index finger and play the 6th string 2nd fret and the open 4th string. Okay, so I'm on my right hand, I'm using my thumb and my index finger. Okay, so it's the 6th string 2nd fret and the open 4th string. Hammer with your pinky onto the 4th string 4th fret, and then coming down and playing the 3rd string 2nd fret. Those are the 3. And then slide that index finger, you're still on the 3rd fret, up to the 5th fret, and you're going to play the open 4th string and then the 3rd string, which is now fretted on the 5th fret. Okay, that's the first note in the series of 3. Coming down with your ring finger, play the open B, right? And then come down on your left hand with your ring finger on the 4th string 7th fret. Okay? 4th string 7th fret. So the whole series is open, the open 4th string, 3rd string on the 5th fret, play those together, open, 2nd string, and then hammer down on, or play it, I actually play it, I don't hammer it, on the 4th string 7th fret. Okay, so it is. Okay. So this next part, after you're done playing this part, now you're coming down playing 6th string 3rd fret, open, 2nd string, and then the 2nd note, those are played together, and the 2nd note is an open 3rd string, and then 3rd string 2nd fret. Okay? And the next 3 are open 6th string and 2nd string, hammering down on the 2nd string 3rd fret and coming down to the 2nd string 1st fret. Okay, and then playing the 5th string 3rd fret and the 2nd string 1st fret. Okay, that's the bass. Play those together. Using your pinky, play the 1st string open, and then come down to the 2nd string 3rd fret with your pinky on your left hand. Okay, so you did. Okay, and then keeping your pinky on the 2nd string here, 3rd fret, you want to bring your index finger up to the 5th string 2nd fret, and do that same thing again when you bring your pinky down here on the 1st string 3rd fret and then pulling off to the 2nd fret, and I use my middle finger on that. Now you can play them, you don't have to pull them off, but so you're starting with the 5th string 2nd fret and your pinky on the 2nd string 3rd fret, and then you're laying your pinky down onto the 1st fret and pulling off and playing the 1st string 2nd fret. Okay, so and now the next part is the 4th string 2nd fret with your index finger and your pinky back on the 1st string 3rd fret. Okay, and then your ring finger on the 2nd string 3rd fret, and then open 2nd string. Okay, so 4th string 2nd fret, 1st string 3rd fret, 1, 2nd string 3rd fret, and open 2nd string. Okay, and then you want to play the 4th string and 3rd string open. Okay, this is very easy. Play those together, hammer down onto the 3rd string 2nd fret, and then play the open 2nd string. Okay, so you start. Okay, so then the next part is you come down and play the 5th string 3rd fret and the 4th string 2nd fret. Play those as the bass, and then you're playing 1st string 3rd fret with your pinky and either pulling them off or playing them down to the 2nd string 1st fret. So second string 3rd fret, second string 1st fret. Okay, so it's, and then just slide your ring finger up to the 5th string 4th fret, and at the same time you're playing, after you've slid it up there, you're playing the open 2nd string. So it's 5th string 4th fret played together with the 2nd string open, and then 3rd string 2nd fret, and then open 3rd string. So, okay, and then keep sliding that. Now you're sliding your ring finger up to the 5th string 5th fret. Okay, and I usually hesitate about here. 1, and then open the 2nd note is the 3rd string open, and then the 4th string 4th fret. So you do a slight hesitation right here. So it's okay, and then this is a little tricky because you end up like this, because I'll say this again, it's the 5th string 5th fret, 1, 2nd note is open 3rd string, and then the 3rd note is the 4th string 4th fret. So after you're done doing this series, bring your pinky up to the 4th string, so you're basically tucking it under here. So you're in the 4th string 5th fret, okay? And you play that simultaneously while you drop your index finger to make a barcode right here, right? But your pinky is on the 4th string 5th fret. And then you're actually making a chord here. You bring your middle finger down to the 3rd string 4th fret, okay? But you play the 6th string 3rd fret and the 4th string 5th fret together for the bass. And then the next 2 notes are making this chord, is you're playing the 3rd string 4th fret, and then the 2nd string 3rd fret. So it's 1, 2, 3. Okay. Now you're in that bar chord formation, and so your index finger should be also pushing on the 1st string 3rd fret, and then the next 3 are just coming back up. Pinky, 1st string, ring finger, 2nd string, and then middle finger on the 3rd string. So, right? So, okay. So, and then coming down to just playing where your pinky is now on the 4th string 5th fret. You're just, so still in that formation now, the next 3 is after you've done. Now just keep that formation with your left hand, and then starting with your index finger on the 4th string, play 4th, 3rd, and 2nd string. So okay, and then you drop down to here, which is, these are just chords you're playing, and they're held for 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so the way that is the first one is with your ring finger, you're playing the 6th string 3rd fret, and you're playing the 4th, 3rd, and 2nd. While that's ringing, while those are ringing down here, you just bring your middle finger down to the 6th string 2nd fret. 1, 2, okay? And these are still ringing out. Okay? And then the next one's kind of just held while those other ones are ringing out. So 1, 2, okay? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then I usually bring my ring finger down to the 4th string 2nd fret and my index finger on the 2nd string 1st fret. Okay? And then you're playing this one, you're playing the open 6th. And remember, you're on the 4th string 2nd fret and the 1st string 1st fret. But you're playing the 4th and the 3rd and the 2nd all together. So the 3rd one will be open at the same time that you're playing the open 6th, like this. So it's okay. One more time. And then I take my pinky and put it up on the 2nd string 3rd fret, and then I play with my middle finger on the 3rd string 2nd fret, and then bring your index finger up to the 6th string 2nd fret. And here you're playing the 6th, 4th, 3rd, and 2nd string. Okay, 6th, 4th, 3rd, and 2nd. And so the 4th is open. Make sure you don't dampen that with this finger. Make sure you curve this up enough so that 4th string is open. So it's, and then the next one, while those are ringing out, you just play an open 6th again. Okay, so, and then play that whole thing again. Bring your index finger back up, play those again. 6th, 4th, 3rd, and 2nd string. So it's, okay, so we'll do it one more time. And then the next one is bring that back down to this with the 4th string 2nd fret and 2nd string 1st fret, and you're playing the open 3rd string and the open 6th string. Okay, so it's, here's that. Back to that chord to open this, and the 4th, 3rd, and 2nd string are being played. Remember, 4th string is 2nd fret, open 3rd string, 2nd string, 1st fret with the bass. Now you're walking up, you're walking back up using your index finger while these are ringing, and you're playing the 6th string 2nd fret. Okay, so while these are ringing, you come up and play the 2nd, the 6th string 2nd fret, and then with your pinky come up to the 6th string 3rd fret, and then play the 4th, 3rd, and 2nd string open at the same time. Okay, so let's do it all together. Okay, so the next part you're really going to have to stretch here. You come up to here, 5th string 5th fret with your pinky, and the 3rd string 2nd fret with your index finger. Play those together, and then open, those are played together. This is the first note in the series of 3, and then play an open 4th string, and then because you're bringing your index up now to the 4th string and fretting the 4th string 2nd fret. So after you've done 1, 2, 3, okay? And then the first note in the next part is ring finger up on the 4th string 4th fret. So it's 4th string 4th fret, 3rd string 2nd fret, and pull off. Okay, like this. Okay, and then the open 4th string and the 3rd string 2nd fret with your index finger. Okay, so this is the first one, and then come up on the 3rd string 5th fret and pull off to the 4th. This is on the 3rd string. So remember, you want to keep this open D kind of ringing. Okay, and then pinky back up. Again, you want to play this bass open D. So, okay, so let's do this whole thing really slow. One more time. Okay, and then, okay, so then starting with this point again, where it's open 4th, 3rd string on the 5th fret, open 4th string, and then come down to the 3rd string, 2nd fret, and then up to the 4th string, 4th fret. 1, 2, 3. Okay, 1, 2, 3. So play everything up to there. Okay, now and then play the open 4th string again. Hammer up with your pinky on the 4th string 4th fret, and then the second on the 3rd string 2nd fret with your middle finger. So it's, and the reason you're using your pinky on the 4th is because you're going to be coming up for the next series of 3 up to the 2nd string 1st fret. So you're in position. Okay, but when you play this, you're playing this open 4th again. So I'll play everything up to there. And then pull off on the 2nd string, pull off to an open, and then play the 3rd string 2nd fret. Alright? Try it one more time. Okay? You're going back to this where you're going with the 6th string 3rd fret and the open 4th, 3rd, and 3rd strings. While those are ringing, walking down to the 6th string 2nd fret. And then this again, okay, 4th string 2nd fret, open 3rd string, 2nd string 1st fret, okay? And then you're playing the open 6 at the same time. So you're playing 6th string, 4th string, 3rd string, and 2nd string. Make sure you're getting that open 3rd string. And then this time it's different. Here you're going to just play this kind of partial G chord, and I usually strum it. So after I'm coming off of this, I bring my index finger up to the 5th string 2nd fret and my pinky down to the 2nd string 3rd fret. And I strum the 5th, 4th, 3rd, and 2nd string. So the 4th and 3rd are open. Okay? So like this. And then you play the single 5th string 2nd fret again. So after you play strum this, and then you play this again, while these are ringing, okay, come down to the 4th string 2nd fret, open 3rd and 2nd string. Now use my middle finger to fret the 4th string 2nd fret. So, okay, so I'll play everything there. Okay, and then 5th string 3rd fret and the 3rd string 2nd fret. Just play those 2 notes. Okay, and I usually pause right about here a little bit. I'm just playing those 2 notes. 5th string 3rd fret, 3rd string 2nd fret, and then open 2nd string, and then you're hammering up to the 1st fret on the 2nd string. Okay, so 5th string 3rd fret, 3rd string 2nd fret, open 2nd string, and then hammering up to the 1st fret, and then you're just playing the open 4th and 2nd. Okay, and then so it's just the open 4th and 2nd string, and then you try to keep that 2nd string ringing, and then come up here, put your index finger on the 5th string 5th fret, and bring either your ring finger or your pinky on the 4th string 7th fret, and play those 2. So while this one is ringing, you got to practice doing that. So, okay, I use my pinky there, and then the last, you're slowing down to this point. The last chord is 6th string 3rd fret, and the open 4th and 3rd string. Okay, so I'll play the whole thing very slowly.